60 days ago, we were here when I appointed Bob Hayden as the interim chief of police for the city of Brockton. And it's going to be my honor in a moment to do that once again and appoint Bob Hayden for a second term as an interim chief of police. I was hopeful that we would have an ordinance passed by this point that would allow me to appoint the chief for a year as a police commissioner. But the work on that will continue, as will the work out in the streets of this city. Think about the things that have happened in the last 60 days. Morale on the police department is soaring. Patrol officers know they have one of their own sitting up in the big office. The chief has created a sharing of intelligence among various law enforcement agencies that has led to many significant arrests already here in the city. We've put together a multi-agency task force bringing additional resources to the city of Brockton and to the fight against crime out on the street. Chief Hayden has instituted proactive police patrols seeking out to prevent and arrest people for committing street-level crimes. For the first time in a long time, we're not waiting for the phone to ring. We're going out looking for trouble instead of waiting to have someone report it. And already, one of those patrols was able to interrupt a shooting in progress because of the fact that they were already in the neighborhood on patrol. The chief's team, multi-agency task force, has identified the 50 worst criminals in the city. They did that about 6 weeks or so ago. 8 of the 50 have already been arrested, many of them dangerous criminals. And I think perhaps the most important thing that's happened is that the residents of the city feel safer, and the perception of the safeness of our city is changing already. So as we continue to work towards getting an ordinance passed that will allow me to appoint the chief for a year, his work in the police station on the streets of the city will continue immediately. At this time, I'd like to bring the chief up along with Chris Larson, a Justice of the Peace, so that I can hereby appoint Bob Hayden to serve for another 60-day term as the interim chief of police for the city of Brockton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Please repeat after me.
Want me to raise my hand?
If you'd like to.
Okay.
I, Bob Hayden,
I, Bob Hayden,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Bob Hayden,
I, Bob Hayden,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as interim Brockton Police Chief,
as interim Brockton Police Chief,
according to the best of my abilities
according to the best of my abilities
and understandings,
and understandings,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of this Commonwealth
and the laws of this Commonwealth
and the revised ordinances
and the revised ordinances
of the City of Brockton,
of the City of Brockton.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I,
I,
Bob Hayden,
Bob Hayden,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Say a couple words.
Okay. Yeah. We've got to stop meeting like this. And I'll be back in 60 days to do it again. Any good that has come to the city through what the mayor has done, as far as appointing me, is coincidental. The talent was already here. The police officers, men and women of Brockton, are the people that are changing this city. Every one of them. It has a little bit to do with me, but not much. It's me getting them in a ball, like little, like you take your kids and you say, let's do it. The talent is here, the dedication, the integrity. I'm not saying this because I'm here now. This is the finest police department I've ever been involved with. Joe Ensko's here from Boston. They're right up there with us, Joe. They're right up there. This is probably one of the best departments I've ever seen in my life. And they've maintained that dignity and that desire to work despite some pretty toxic environment prior to that. The building is not very good, and there was just feelings in the station that were a bit poisonous. And when I got here, I saw a great department. I didn't really have to do anything. I had a couple of little ideas that I got from Boston. Let's try this, let's try that. But all the good that's going to come to this city rests on the shoulders, the broad shoulders, of the Brockton Police Department, the men and the women of that department. I want to thank them for accepting me so quickly. Thank you.